What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, I do want to go ahead and wish each and every one of you guys a happy new year. Hope you guys had a fantastic day yesterday with family and friends, and obviously with a fresh year. Hopefully, you guys are ready and prepped to go ahead and start grinding out, going crazy, and hitting new levels every single day that goes by. Also, one last thing before I go ahead and get into the topic of today's video, I do want to mention that I will not be live streaming due to, obviously, the holiday season. I'm going to be spending a bunch of time with family and friends, so streams and all that other stuff will resume probably on Tuesday. I was thinking of coming back on Monday, but I believe, like I said, a lot of people are still off, a lot of my family's still off, a lot of friends are still off, so I think I'm going to dedicate that day as well as Sunday to just spending time with the people that I know and love. So we'll be back on Tuesday with streams, and of course, obviously on this YouTube channel, we post daily content. It doesn't matter what time it is, what day it is, what holiday it is. You can 110% expect a video out of this channel every single day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day during my live stream, one of the homies, Sniper, actually hit me up with this topic that I thought was outstanding, and I wanted to go ahead and dive a little bit deeper and make a video about it, because it really shows how there are pluses when it comes to the future of Call of Duty, but at the same time, all of these things are more than likely going to end up being a negative. Now, as you all know, especially coming from me, I don't know about any other content creators, but coming from me, I've been wanting Call of Duty to take a 2-year cycle for ages. For ages. You know, the year after year after year after year release cycle is all right and all. And I understand that developers aren't releasing it year after year. You know, obviously, they have 3-4+ years in their development cycles, but the games release every single year. They have it scheduled out, so it works that way. But at the end of the day, it just didn't work anymore. It got way too repetitive, and it got way too played out, to a point where current day, you obviously see a lot of people don't even play COD for 6v6 anymore, because they are just absolutely milking it to the max. And because of this, year after year after year after year, the community has been asking for Call of Duty to go on the 2-year release cycle. And finally, after fighting with Activision for ages, it seems that that is exactly what Modern Warfare 2 is going to go ahead and be on. Treyarch will go ahead and release their game in 2024, and 2023 will just basically be a whole nother year of Modern Warfare 2, straight up through the holiday season. The first time, especially if you're not a Call of Duty guy, you know, you're coming into Call of Duty fresh here, you know, it might be your first game, your second game, your third game in the franchise. This is the first time in history where we're actually taking a break from the yearly release cycle in Call of Duty. This is huge news, and it is a big deal. And obviously, I think we can all agree it's a positive. Not only will this 2-year release cycle, hopefully, fingers crossed, give the developers some more time to develop these games and actually perfect them, but at the same time, it will give the community a break from the game. You know, sometimes people in the community or hardcore fans of certain franchises need to be forcibly slowed down to a halt. You know, because they won't back off of the game. They love COD, they love Battlefield, they love Tarkov, they love Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know what game it is that you love, but you won't back away. You know, the only way that you will back away is if the developers go ahead and do it for you. It's crazy. You know, it doesn't sound normal, but it's true. That's how a lot of us humans work. If you really love a franchise, even if you are getting pissed off, the current game is absolute garbage, more than likely, you'll probably still fight through it. You'll probably still play. Even if it's less than usual, you'll still try to get some action. Now, I'm not talking for everybody. Again, I'm not saying you specifically are absolutely addicted to COD out of your mind, that you can't, step back, and you need developers to go ahead and do that for you. But at the end of the day, this will be helpful, because it will allow people to get a little bit more excited about Call of Duty. After buying it and playing it year and year and year and year, having a little break where no Call of Duty game releases might be refreshing, and it might give us that old school hype that we've been, all missing and craving. And of course, as we all know, Treyarch has been just butchered these past few Call of Duty titles that they made. They are either coming in and picking up the slack of other projects, they're either completely ignoring 6v6 to, focus on Battle Royale. For the first time, Treyarch will finally have a full development cycle for them to put forth their creativity and effort to putting out a really solid COD title. I'm pretty excited for that, to be completely honest with you guys. But like I said earlier in the video, there might be positives out of this whole overall scenario. But realistically, will it be good? Can Call of Duty, or is Call of Duty a game that can last 2 years? Before, back in the OG days, I would argue yes. But fast forward to current date, Modern Warfare 2019, up to current date here with Modern Warfare 2. I don't know if I can say the same thing. as excited as I am to hear the news that this might be happening for Modern Warfare 2, at the same time, this live service method that we have been struggling with in Call of Duty and pretty much all games across the board, I can't imagine a 2-year cycle anymore, that will actually work out clean. Yeah, there's enough content across the board if you enjoy Battle Royale, if you enjoy extraction modes, but if you want to play 6v6, the main reason why you like COD, which it should be this should be your main reason. If you're a real hardcore Call of Duty fan, this should be your main reason. But the main reason we all hop back in is for 6v6. That has nothing. There's no reason, no purpose, no meaning to hop back into the experience unless you want to go ahead and camo grind. You can't max out your prestiges. You're still capped at that. There's absolutely no variety when it comes to map selection. And also, the game modes are being drip-fed to game modes. Game modes are being drip-fed to us in 6v6. Content is being drip-fed to us in 6v6. It sucks because I actually like Modern Warfare 2. I see a ton of potential in this game. But the lack of variety when it comes to map and content is what is going to overall hold me back. Yeah, of course, we can count weapons into the overall mix. But weapons can be categorized in all game modes across the board. They could be made for DMZ. They could be made for Warzone. They're not just for 6v6 anymore. 6v6, the main thing basically is game modes and maps if we want new content in that experience. And 6v6 this time around lacks in both. Well, actually, not even this time around. All these times around, Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War, and this game right here, it lacked. The only reason Vanguard was able to release with so much content is because of two things. One, it was a placeholder game. And two, because it was a placeholder game, all they did was copy the engine from Modern Warfare 2019, copy the mechanics from 2019, and pretty much do minor improvements here and there about what the fans, the community wanted, and just turn it to a World War II shooter. It didn't need to be made from the ground up. It didn't need a foundation. Those years of work that it takes to, build a Call of Duty game weren't needed. So guess where the development time went into? Making sure it was jam-packed with content. Vanguard had so much content, it felt like an old school classic Call of Duty game when it came to, the actual content within the game. And it blew us all away. And then here we are with another game that isn't a placeholder game. That's another, supposed to be a major release. And we're right back to the same crappy live service model. As much as I want to enjoy this 2-year cycle with Call of Duty, I don't know if I am going to be able to simply enjoy it. What are they going to do next? It's rumored that in year 2, the way that they're going to stuff this game with content is by remastering all of the Modern Warfare 2 maps. So, are they going to give us all of the Modern Warfare 2 maps? Am I going to have, a crap ton of content, 15 plus maps to download right off the bat when they go ahead and release that? Or is it going to be slowly drip-fed to us? A map or two here, a map or two there. And they also rumored that it's not going to be free content. It's not going to be part of the live service model. So you might have to pay for this Modern Warfare 2 content, but once again, is it going to be a one-time thing? Am I going to be able to buy the full map pack? Or is it going to be scattered across multiple different tiny map packs to try to expand as much content as possible across the whole year to hold off the consumers until the next Treyarch title can release, instead of just, giving us enough content to make it last without having to stretch it? I really don't get it. I really don't get it sometimes because the amount of resources that Activision gives these development teams, yet their main priority is still completely messed up. If Activision would just tell these development teams or allow these development teams to just go all out in the map department, in the content department, there will be so much more to do within this game, so much more, but it's not. And like I said earlier, I'm worried that that's going to leak into year 2, and we're going to be stuck with a game that is going to be dry and bare bone. And like I just said, the thing that's worst about it is that I actually enjoy the game. So it's not even like a game I completely hate that's dry and bare bones, and I could just shrug it off and move on to the next game. No, this is a game that I kind of do enjoy. I don't want to see it flop. I don't want to see it fail. So I am passionate about it, and to see it in the way that it is right now, man, I'm bored. I'll be straight up. I am bored. And there's nothing that could really get me into the experience besides things that make the overall 6v6 experience more replayable. Content. Put that into the game, you'll probably earn more players back into the loop. But until then, I cannot imagine a year 2 happening for Call of Duty that will be successful without them in some way, shape, or form losing out on money. Yeah, maybe campaign DLC or expansions, and obviously Warzone will keep it afloat, but the bread and butter of Call of Duty 6v6 is being neglected so badly right now. And like I said, year 2, man, I don't even think 6v6 is going to make it through year 1. And it hurts to say that, in my personal opinion. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, definitely subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, want to chat me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link that in the description as well. But, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. See you all next one. Peace out.